Oh shit.
Dion, is that you?
Yeah, it is me.
Oh shit.
Are we on? Are we live? Are we doing this?
I think so. It
I guess
says
we're doing
live at the
this.
top. Live 21 seconds.
Yeah, I see it.
All right. So Sunday Showdown. We are here. We are live. We are rocking and rolling. We have a bunch of fun topics to go to, but the first topic we are gonna talk about. Hopefully, people are filing in and waiting, and you guys been waiting and chewing on your fingers. And I saw somebody backstage chewing on their toenails and stuff. But we're live. And we're doing this. But the first topic we do is we're gonna talk about some basketball. And Peach, I feel bad because it's had to happen to the Wizards. Um, oh boy, Bam,
Mm,
83
mm, mm.
points. What are your thoughts about
Unbelievable.
that?
My thoughts are like I understand that the Wizards are tanking, right? They need that the more lottery balls here. The problem is you got to show some heart. You cannot let that happen. 83 points.
Yeah,
Passing Kobe Bryant. That's something I
yeah,
never thought I would see again.
yeah.
And we saw it. And guess what? I didn't even have to pay for it because I'm local, so I got to see it live and in person on TV. And yeah, unbelievable.
Now, Lamar, I know you're in our group chat. You saw this thread, people talking about it. But what are your thoughts about somebody scoring 83 points in this era of basketball?
Well, I mean, the name isn't the sexy name. You're not thinking that that guy's going to be the guy that scores 83 points, right?
Right.
When he had that 31 point first quarter, it's kind of like, well, wait a second, what's going on here? And then it looked like towards the end, it looked like Washington was trying to not let him score and let him get the record. They're triple teaming him at half court. It was crazy. I'm a big fan of records being broken, so I'm okay
Right.
with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to see that type of stuff, and something that big is just actually really huge. So I'm not. I'm also though. I'm not a big NBA fan. I'm
Yeah.
more. I like college basketball more. So I know you guys look at it more, but you got to get a guy around him. I mean, 83 points. I mean, that's awesome, man. And to go over a Kobe Bryant, it sucks because it's Kobe Bryant, and what happened to
Exactly.
Kobe Bryant. But I mean, it is what it is, man. It just sucks that happened on teams that we all grew up watching, which is Washington.
But
Well,
no
I
no
feel like
surprise with how bad they are, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
And
they're,
none,
they're bad.
the
none.
only thing that I thought was kind of like Mickey Mouse about it, guys.
Hmm.
5 minutes left. The Heat are up 30, and to preserve clock for him to break it, they kept fouling. Now,
Yep.
I wish it was more in the flow of the game. Like the Wizards go down, they run their offense, and then you get the ball and go. But no, they were kind of fouling. You wouldn't do that in any other circumstance in any game. So that's the only thing I didn't like. But seeing 83 is pretty dang cool, regardless if it's my team. So that's where I'll end
Well,
that there.
people are hating on it too because they're like, all the free throws. He like set a record on free throws, I believe, or something like that. And two, in the game with Kobe, Kobe was losing in that game, and to make it about me, Devin Booker when he did it when he got I think it was like 70 against the Celtics when we got our butt whipped, but he was trying to win the game. Bam, they were already up, beasting. So I think to me, him getting 83 is basically American basketball right now. AAU is dominating everything, and AAU for the last 10 years or whatever, the fundamentals are going out the window. It's more my guy versus your guy. That's it. Isolation. So these parents, a lot of these parents are overpaying for their kids to sit on the bench or just to be a spectator to someone else scoring like 30, 40 points against the other kid scoring 30, 40 points. There's no ball movement, no nothing like that. It's just one-on-one type stuff, and that's basically what that was. They're already winning, so it's I thought it was garbage, so to say. But hey, he got it, so he hold the picture up.
Yep.
Gilbert Arenas was like, "Oh yeah, bam, your percentage, your average per year has gone from 18 to 21 now." It don't make no sense.
Well, I'll tell you
But
what, you brought up a good point, and
mm-hmm,
I saw a stat which is amazing. Okay, so you brought up the free throws. He shot 44 free throws,
yep,
and the stat that I saw, which is incredible, because we all know Michael Jordan got a lot of calls in his life, right? So he shot a
right,
lot of free throws during games. The most free throws he ever shot in a game was 27, and this guy shot 44.
damn.
So think about that. That makes it even crazier, right?
And think about the era Jordan played in. It's just it's a harder era. Obviously there was like I said, no plumbers back in the day, but that video that I watched with the guys always ragging on that era, the '90s and the '80s. We done with the '80s and '90s, but there were some tough people. You can't just drive to the lane and be all pretty trying to throw it off the backboard. Back then. So, no, that's pretty wild. But they didn't really get calls like that until probably the mid '90s.
Right.
So to say when the NBA was kind of changing a little bit, but it's enough of this NBA talk. Let's hop
go.
into the NFL. Let's go. Let's talk about what. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. Okay. Something happened in Baltimore.
Oh,
Something
did it?
happened. So,
A fiasco, you might say.
yeah, a big time fiasco. I don't understand. So we have a trade in place, but somebody's playing with the books. Okay. Because I want to know, why did the Ravens renege? Why did they renege on everything? Why did they renege on that trade? Please talk to me about this, please.
I think they just got cold feet, man.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 8 free agents before this happened, right? And they're looking around like, we're not going to have any money. We're not going to have any picks. What are we going to do? And then
Mm-hmm.
guess what? They find out, oh, Hendrickson's interested. What's going on here? And I think they just backed out. And the NFL and all the GMs are pissed about this, and I do not blame them. This was a sucker move, as Dion would say. Sucker is all can be. They dropped out, and luckily, the Raiders have a crap ton of money, and it didn't affect the free agents that they already signed. Can you imagine if they had to drop some of them free agents that they already signed because of this deal, guys? Yeah. That's where they were lucky. But again, sucker move, and I really believe they should be punished for it. They won't, but they should.
Yeah. What do you guys say about Lamar?
I mean, it's the medical. That was their way out. That was their way that they could get out of this, right? I do believe, what I'm saying, them thinking, okay, the age, the medical concerns, how much they're going to give him. I'm almost wondering if they were sitting there thinking, man, let's hope this guy just fails the smallest thing. If he just, hey man, he only could do the V sit and reach 4 inches instead of 4.5.
V sit and reach.
I'm gonna call timeout on you there though. He just had surgery. There was no way he was passing a physical. They knew that before they made the trade.
That's true.
He's not passing a physical now. Yeah. So that's why it's even more of a cop-out to me, Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, for them to give up 2 first rounds for him, right?
Yep.
And then, like you said, they lose all these people, then it's like, oh, wait, Trey Hendrickson is, what I'm saying? We can get somebody that's just as good, puts up just as good numbers, younger, and where is he coming from? Within the fucking division? Yeah. Like, come on, bro. So now you don't have to play this guy. You get him in your division. So, yeah, there was something that went on. I mean, who knows? I mean, behind closed doors, we don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if the NFL will kind of have some kind of investigation. I don't know at this point. But,
probably not.
I mean, can we ask the question, did the Ravens, did they get lucky? Did they cop, one of the better players? And how lucky were they that Hendrickson was still there? Somebody didn't snatch him up, you know what I'm saying? And be like, oh, we're going to pay this guy. Boom, 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 boom.
I thought he was going to the Cowboys.
Oh, I did too.
I thought he was going to the Cowboys. But the Cowboys are switching their defense from a 4-3 to the 3-4. So I don't know. I'm not sure what the Bengals run. I mean, they don't really run too much of anything because you had a chance to trade Trey last year for some picks, but you chose to franchise him and keep him. And then now he goes away scot-free to your rival for nothing. How did make that make sense? You know what I'm saying?
Well, how many years left did, because it was a trade, so how many years left did Crosby have on his so were they gonna have to redo a deal? And
no, he just signed.
He just signed
with the Raiders, yeah.
So he had a couple more years to go anyways, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And don't forget, guys, the reason it's BS is because the Ravens have done this before. It just wasn't as high profile as a trade. And the reason I know about this because it was one of our former players. Ryan Grant, who's a nobody, right? He had a good season. He never was hurt with us, never had an injury. They pay him in free agency 4 years, $40 million, which is huge money for Ryan Grant. Yeah. Nobody would have expected that at the time. They make that deal. The Raiders, which is funny, it's the Raiders again. They cut Crabtree, which nobody thought would happen. I don't know if you guys remember this. All of a sudden, Ryan Grant failed a physical. You're gone. And then they signed Crabtree. So this is a Ravens thing. Except nobody cared because it wasn't high profile. But it's the same ideal.
Well, look at it like this, though. When Ozzie was there, they would never have done 2 first-round picks. No. Ozzie doesn't get down like that. Ozzie was a homegrown talent type person. You know what I'm saying? So I was talking to my homeboy Tim, who's a Tim played beer pong back in the day, big Ravens fan, and he wasn't happy about it. So I think it was like they got cold feet, they got nervous about how they're being looked at by their own fan base and in the NFL. I mean, they for real, they could have just done like a weird little I'll give you our center for Max Crosby type deal, but that's it's neither here nor there, and I'm
But
pretty.
they had to know that they could have got Trey Hendrickson though, right? At what point are you like, hey guys, look, Trey Hendrickson is a free agent, Crosby's not. We're gonna trade 2 first rounders. We can offer the same kind of a max deal that we were gonna get and give it to him and get him, and not have to give shit up. Like, at what point were they looking at this as like we can get this guy?
His price did drop,
Trey's like
though.
31. Trey's like 30. He's like what 31 years old. Max is what 27, 28.
Yep.
So you got a younger, and Trey, from what I was reading, I don't know if he still got that same money, but he's winning like 30 mil. He was still winning that high end money. So I'm not sure if he got it. He had that core.
Back to back 17 sacks though, right?
Yeah, that's true. But he's coming off injury. He's coming with that core injury. So, it is what it is, and he's getting at that older age. So I don't know. It's mind boggling how this stuff works out, and the fact that they were able to do that. It reminds me of Chris Paul when he got traded to was it the Clippers or the Lakers? Which one?
The Lakers, because remember they
Lakers,
stopped
yeah,
the Lakers from
Lakers.
getting him.
And the NFL said, like Stone Cold back in the day. And it's like, no, we ain't doing that. You're not about to go play with Kobe. You kidding me? So, so they just came in and said, no, we're not doing it. We got to even the playing field. So, sorry, Ravens. Sorry, Raiders. The Ravens just had to renege. They were looking at the books. They realized they put a three of hearts, and it was really diamonds had led. So it is what it is.
Can I ask an off-topic question?
Sure.
Of course.
Is that how the hell you spell renege? I've been playing spades my whole life, but I don't think I've ever spelled renege once in my life. That's really how you spell it. It looks weird. It looks like it looked like it was Raven's Revenge almost. I was like,
it's one of those things like the word gnat starts with a J. You know what I'm saying? And I forget Dumb and Dumber, the newer one with Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels when they came back. He said the same thing. He's like, oh yeah, the whatever silent. And he smacked his head. He goes, "What happened?" He goes, "Oh, I just got bit by a gnat." All the dumb people back like, huh?
Excuse me.
But we're here to talk about the free agents, and oh man, this is like remember Christmas back in the day or the first day of school when you know your team's not doing so well and they kind of suck and your team has a lot of money. Raiders fans, y'all used to this. Yeah, and you're ready for free agency to start to get somebody good on your team. So you lay your school clothes out the day before. You may fall asleep in your shoes, make sure no one steps on them or anything like that. That's how we felt on Monday around 12 o'clock. Everybody at 12 o'clock, like, oh, this person signed up. Our group chat was just blowing up. You think we had oh man, you would think we had naked pictures of somebody's cousin. But it was one of those things where we're all happy. We all come together and talk about who's going where and who signed with who. As far as you guys feel, who do you guys think? What do you guys think about some of these signings? We had if I can share the screen, we're about to be high tech with you guys here in a second. Bam! There we go.
Ooh, right.
I'm a fan of Phillips going to the Panthers. I really like what they're doing. Now the money though. The 4-year 120 mil, it is what it is. It looks like he has a guaranteed of 80 million throughout his contract. So, he's winning on that aspect. But I think that and I think Pierce kind of priced himself out of a lot of teams, and the Colts kind of said we're just gonna bite the bullet and pay whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't price himself out of Washington. We actually offered him more, they said, but he wanted to stay home, which that's always the thing, right? You got your family there, you don't have to move. Why not? If it's close. So there's that.
Well, and also with that, he really just runs one route. You know what I'm saying? He just goes straight. He doesn't really he's not up and down the route tree like most receivers are, like the man you're wearing, Ted McLaurin, that you're wearing that shirt right there. He doesn't really do all the good stuff. And when the Niners were involved as far as wanting to get him, I was like, dude, I don't want to. It's not my money, but for someone just to run straight, it's like watching NASCAR, drive straight, turn left. I don't think it was. I'm not really down for that. I want to ask Lamar a question. With all the issues with the Falcons, are you mad that they cut Kirk Cousins?
No, I'm not. I'm not mad that they cut him. I mean,
Okay.
the writing was on the wall. I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when they signed him and then they took Michael Penix in the draft, I had made a
Right.
comment with us, because everybody, they want to point fingers and they want to laugh, and I said the guaranteed money was 2 years. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So the money that he was getting and he was going to get paid, it was the guaranteed money. It was kind of like, okay, cool. You're going to pay him 50 million. You're going to pay him 50 million. And you're going to however the numbers work. Because it was 180 million dollars. And I think it was 100 guaranteed, right? So it was like,
Hmm.
okay, cool. You're paying for 2 years, and then you let him go. You're not really losing any money on it. So I wasn't. It wasn't a big deal for me. I figured that he's going to come in. He's going to play 2 years. Michael Penix is going to do the old school late 90s, 2000s, early 2000s, where you draft a quarterback, they sit with the clipboard behind the starting quarterback for 2 years, then you turn the reins over to them. So, I mean, just the way things happened for him, it didn't go that way. So, it wasn't a big deal for me. I'm okay with it. I was more upset 3 years ago with the fucking how much money he made. I don't think he should have got that much money. So,
Yeah. And I actually had a question for Peach, off topic. Well, same topic question. Um, with that Max Crosby stuff going up in the air, you think he might think that Max Crosby for Jalen Carter deal might happen for the Eagles?
I could see it, man. I have a bad feeling he's going to the NFC East, and it's not going to be
Hmm.
Washington. So, yeah, there's that. So, thank goodness we bolstered the line and we re-signed Tunzel, right, guys? Because you're going to need him if Crosby's out there for sure. It's
Tunsil
good.
was getting a bad rap too.
Yeah, for sure. But he played well last year, so I'm not worried about it. He's one of the best pass protectors in all of football, so that's all I care about. We got it done. But yeah, they're going to trade him. He's still going to get traded. I don't know if it's going to be quick or if they're going to wait for maybe right before the draft to get the picks
Hmm.
then. But I don't see Crosby staying there. So
do
and
you think they get 2 first rounds for him?
no, that's the thing
Yeah.
that they got screwed on the most. His price definitely dropped. They'll get the one and another pick, and not 2 firsts. No way.
Yeah, I don't see that either. And we're gonna stay on the Raiders for a second because I want to bring up their Sonics. Actually, as much as I rag on the Raiders, I used to not rag on the Raiders until somebody tried to pop off when the Niners were getting their butt whooped, as if their team is ever in playoff contention after Week 6. Um, I actually think that they did very well when it comes to some of these signings. I think they addressed a lot of needs. Now, I will say I think the Raiders do need to get more on offensive line, but I think most of the line was hurt last year. But getting Linderbaum was key right there,
Oh,
big time.
huge.
And the stuff they did on defense. But when our group chat, when my brother he put on there, he's like, "Oh yeah, we signed a Jalen Naylor. Who? That is not somebody that's going to move the needle on offense. You got Bowers, who got a hairline like me, and you got Genty, but Brock Bowers, he look like Paul Konerko, and you White Sox fans out there.
Yeah.
Uh, it's I mean, dang, how you ball that early? But I don't. One thing about the Raiders, they do need a lot of help as far as on the receiver end, because Bowers is going to get that double team. He's a beast. We all know that he's top 5 tight end in the league. Genty, we got a hint of what he can do, but we don't know how well he's going to be. So it all depends on that line. If they're going to get Mendoza, you know, uh, they got to big up on that, do well on that line. So and again, in that deal to go back to the Ravens, kind of screws them because they had 2 first-round picks. Could have got a quarterback and offensive line help.
Mhm. Well, I mean, them picking up the best center in free agency. I mean, that doesn't hurt them right there. So
Right.
it looks like what they're doing is they're trying to secure that line for him to protect him because I mean this
Hmm.
is what it is now, right? We got to protect the guy, and what more than having a center who is basically the quarterback of the line? So you want to have one of the best, one of the smartest, and that's what they're shoring up early. So I mean, all signs point at that they already didn't, to Mendoza being the guy that they pick. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, and then like you said with the defensive guys, you got the Kobe Dean coming in there, you got Quay Walker coming in there. Those are Georgia guys. They're gonna, what I'm saying, how Georgia, those defensive players, they come out there really well. They do what they got to do. So
Hmm.
what I'm saying, help solidify that defense up a little bit better to make them a solid team. And I mean, let's see what they can do. The first pick obviously Mendoza, but there are a ton of wide receivers in the draft that they can go in the second round. There's still some guys out there. Hey, do we take a Do we take a flyer on Stephon Diggs? Bring him in. I don't know. At this
You
point,
know what?
what do we do and
That's
to
not
try
bad
to
for the
bolster
Raiders.
something? It's not. It's not bad at all. It's not bad.
Or overpaid Jawan Jennings,
Yeah.
possession guy. That won't be too bad for them.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be too bad. I don't know. It's depending on the coach and how the front office moves. It look like Tom Brady. It look like he knows what he's doing. He has a vision for them
Yeah,
with
he
his
does.
input. So, you know,
I mean, but you can't really go wrong with their offensive lineman if they pick a center.
No.
And you look at it and everybody wants to point and laugh and you spend all this money on. There's nothing wrong with that guy. And I mean, good for them. I mean, protect their guy.
You can point and laugh all you want, but that's the second most important lineman on the team is the center, right? And like you said, you forgot to mention he's only 25 years old. He's a potential all-pro center. You're having a rookie quarterback come in. And I was reading earlier too.
Yeah.
They're thinking about bringing in Kirk Cousins, and that guy is the best businessman in all of football history for all that money. I mean, how many hundreds of $million contracts did he get to not really be a top guy?
Yep.
You gotta pat him on the back for that. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
but I think he would be good. I think he would be good for a young quarterback there. You still start Mendoza, but him being there, teaching him what to do. They're the same type of guy, pocket guys. Hey, man, I like what the Raiders are doing, and that division just got even better. And it's one of the top divisions in football already before this.
It is. And Peach, with that center and having a rookie quarterback, if he is the starter, you know what I'm saying? If he is a starter, if they do bring in a Cousins, even if they bring in Cousins, you still have one of the best centers, right? But let's just say Mendoza's the starter. For him to be able to help make those calls, who's the mic? Where are they going to slant the line? That right there, I mean, it weighs volumes on what you're going to do as a quarterback and help that guy through the season. So let's go, man. I mean, the Raiders, I mean, if you're a Raider fan, you got, hey, we talked about this last week, right? Everybody's season starts over fresh. As a Raiders fan, you can look at this and say, hey, I like where the team is heading because of these picks. So, these pickups.
Yeah. And then you got it. I'm going to touch on what you guys said about the center because I know for us in the playoffs when we played Seattle, Jake Brendel, our center, he's trash. Purdy had every time he hiked the ball, he's already in Purdy's lap. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have somebody who's stout and can, like you said, Mojo. You got to have somebody that can point out to Mike linebacker and things like that to kind of. You're basically the quarterback before the quarterback because you got to tell the offensive line where they need to go and where the blocking schemes are. So I mean, they can definitely build on it. I know I do my rag on the Raiders, but I wanted to at least praise them just a little bit. Let's switch over to some of our teams there, Peacher. And we're gonna go with you there, feller.
Nice.
I got the Commanders signings up so far. And who's your main one that you're doing backflips about?
Backflips about my personal is a Conquay. I love that we brought in a weapon for Jaden. He's young. He's a playmaker. We already have the blocking tight ends. We needed a playmaking tight end. So that's personally my favorite. But Adafe Owe, man, I'm excited about him too. I'm excited about the speed on defense, the change from old to young, the whole defense. But Owe, it's high risk, high reward, gentlemen. His first 5 games with the Ravens last year, yuck.
Yeah, terrible.
But the Ravens' first 5 games in general as a team were yuck, right? Gets traded to the Chargers, 10 games, top 6 in quarterback pressures, 7 sacks in 10 games, 4.3 speed, young. I love it. So
what?
Go ahead.
I'm saying, what defense you guys run?
Well, it looks like we're going to run a 3-4.
Okay, so
it looks like we're going to run a 3-4. So obviously, Durante Jones, our new defensive coordinator, he's got to be salivating with all this free agency because it's been mostly, like I said, mostly defense. Blau's probably like, oh gosh, here we go. But like I said, Blau, don't worry. There's more offensive additions coming, and then we got the draft because now I think pick number 7, guys, is definitely going to be offense, man. So like I said, the picks. The free agency we took Owe, Amik Robertson, the corner from Detroit. He's all right. He's a nice little piece. Brought back Tim Settle, so he's a returning guy.
He's back.
He's back.
The Hokie?
Man. Yeah, we got him. Yeah. We signed him away from Houston. Um,
Manassas' own.
my other favorite
Uh,
defender, we got Leo Chanel from the Kansas City, and I talked
Mhm.
about our buddy Dale about it, and a lot and on social media, guys. Those Chiefs fans were very upset and sad to see that guy go. He's a fan favorite, super athlete, man. I mean, numbers tested at the top. Dale told me he's a run stopping phenom, and that's what we needed too because we can't stop the run.
is
So
Right.
there any
there's that.
is there any players, Peach, that that because I know we were talking about the receiver for the Indianapolis Colts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking. I mean, so they were able to keep their guy, right? Is there anybody that you're looking at, you're saying, man, I know we probably won't keep this guy, and I want him to be there. You guys don't really have any key losses this year. Do you have anybody like that you're thinking like, damn, man, I'm so pissed that we lost this guy to this team or anything like that? You
No,
guys really haven't had any losses or anything like that.
no, because like I said, we have a Swiss cheese roster before this, man, and it was old. Like we lost guys like Bobby Wagner and Zach
Hmm.
Ertz, but it's not that big of a deal because they're just aging vets. But that shows you how bad the roster is when you don't have free agents signed from your team to other teams. So, like I said, we've had none. You know, the one we actually did have was Biotish, but we just cut him. So he
Yeah.
signed with the Chargers. So
Because y'all
there's
signed like
that.
a bunch of 1-year deals last year, right?
Yeah.
You guys were y'all the oldest team in the league last year,
We
or
were, and like I
yeah?
said, I really believe I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see where we're at now
Mm.
because I guarantee you we went to the middle of the pack. And the middle of the pack doesn't seem like much, but when you're the oldest and you jump to the middle of the pack in one off season, it's amazing, right?
Well, it's feel like Bobby Wagner took up that whole percentage
And
just by
Zach Ertz,
himself.
Zach Ertz too. Don't forget
Yeah,
about Ertz, man. Those,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
two
Them
guys were
two.
40
yeah,
plus, and yeah,
Sit your old ass
yeah.
down. Come on,
And
go ahead, sit down.
you guys are sitting on about $76 million cap space in a
still
little. So yeah,
71 still after all these
that's
signings, which is amazing.
that's good. That's
Woo.
really good.
Now, all we
That's
need
really
to
good.
do, I think we still need to solidify the back end on defense. Like I said, you can't fix everything in one off season with as much holes we have. But
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
definitely think we need to fix receiver, which we'll talk about Dion's group in a minute. But I think we're going to get his boy when they cut him, when they quit being
yeah.
petty. But I'm not going to be mad at them for being petty. They deserve to be petty because
Mhm.
Mr. Brandon
For sure.
Ayuk wasn't very mature with
Mm-mm.
them as well, right?
Well, before we get to my squad, I want to talk
Mm-mm.
about one of our buddies, good old Clutcher, good old Brandon's Steelers. Steelers made an impact. Like I was looking at the list of people that Steelers brought in. They need to watch out for them in the division because they brought so much talent in. Three people.
Yeah.
So I don't I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. Quarterback. I hope I pray that they get Kyler Murray because he kind of alluded to that. They're just kind of waiting on what he's going to do. Obviously, he might go to Atlanta or something to that, or not Atlanta, but Minnesota.
Excuse me, guys.
But I would love for the Steelers to get Kyler Murray just because good old Brandon was like, "Nah, that's someone he doesn't want." So um, I'm not going to front though. The Rico Dowdell signing kind of was like, all right. I thought Warren would be the number one, the sole number one. And he was actually pissed off that Kenneth Gainswell left because he's a great pass catching running back. I think he
Well,
was second in the league in
I
that.
think that's why they signed Dowdle because it happened not long after they lost him, right?
Right. Yeah. It
So
was like boom, boom.
scream desperation of like, oh, we got to get somebody right now.
But he's not the, you got your yin and yang. He's not the pass catching style. Dowdell is more of a just a traditional running back, right? If I'm not
Correct. He's
mistaken.
like a bruiser. He's a bruiser. He's the
Yeah.
same
So
kind of guy.
that's what
Yeah, but
Warren is. So it's like,
they
Yeah.
well,
got new coaches coming in though, so they got a different level of play style that they got bringing in, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I thought the Steelers. I thought they would do a little something different, but they're still kind of based on if Aaron Rodgers is coming back. And I actually think he should come back. He didn't look that bad. You might as well end your career kind of where you started. You started with McCarthy, and then might as well just end it with him.
But
And
the problem with him is you got to deal with his BS, and he's going to wait till the last second, and then you might miss
yeah,
out on Kyler Murray and stuff. I know Brandon doesn't want him, but who else are you going to get right now? You going to draft somebody and play a rookie? I don't think so.
yeah, true.
There's the quarterbacks in this draft. We talked about this on previous Sunday showdowns. It's weak. It's not good.
It's very weak. I don't
Yeah.
think there's going to be another quarterback going in the first round.
I
I think the
agree.
next quarterback will be late second, third.
Mm. Yeah, no, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Because after Mendoza, who's it going to be? Because what's his name went back to school in Oregon.
Hmm.
Uh, Dude from
got
no, what's his name
Carson
from
Beck.
Alabama? What's his name from Alabama might go first round late.
That's a reach. That's a big time
Yeah,
reach. Whoever does
he
that.
might. Well, okay. Look at Tyler Shock
Yeah, for
or
sure.
Shock, whatever.
It happens.
We thought he was going to be piss poor, whatever, but he actually turned out to be pretty good, and I thank him because he got me to win my fantasy football with that. Thank you, Tyler.
Nice.
That's what you get for not starting him. You try to block me by picking him up. You didn't start him. He went off. Chris Olave went off. He was on your bench, and that's why you lost. You know who you are. But yeah. So I don't know. I thought a lot of people were talking about what's his face. Can't think of his name. Damn, from Alabama. I'm coming later. Doesn't matter. But okay, we'll switch over to the Niners. We did a trade which was good, but which happened earlier today. But as far as the free agency, besides the obvious Mike Evans, a bunch of who, no one really knows exactly who these folks are besides Niner fans. Um, but I'm all for the Mike Evans thing because the Mike Evans move was basically us using the money allotted for Brandon Ayuk that we voided out. We're using that for Mike Evans. It's actually kind of a steal. It's like a 3 year, 60 mil. But this year, with everything involved, it's probably like 17 million. So, which is a steal for somebody like Mike Evans. And then next year, we kind of rolled over some of that money where it's not going to hurt us too bad. So we're paying around like 20 or so a year for him. I think they just front loaded some of the money. So I think that's just a good thing. And for somebody for like Brock Purdy who throws on anticipation and puts the ball where the player's supposed to be, now we have somebody else that can help stretch the field with Kittle, and who knows how he's going to be when he comes back off that Achilles. Um, I'm I am a little ticked though. We do need to get speed. We are very slow at receiver, and Ricky Pearsall, I don't even know if he can stay healthy for a whole year. So hopefully Mike Evans can stay healthy and stay. It doesn't practice near the electrical power plant because if he
That
boy, I
hamstring
tell
is
you,
melting already over there.
oh my God, Jesus Christ! Like if he walks near that electrical thing, I can see his hairline going. Like, whoa, what happened? It might just go away on him. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do like the move. I've always been a Mike Evans fan. He is a Hall of Famer. You can fight me in the comments about that one, but everyone knows Mike Evans is that dude. It's just you just got to be healthy. And a thing that I'm not liking is we're kind of addressing the offensive line, but there's another person that's not on here that we picked up from the I want to say we got it from the Eagles, one of their backup offensive linemen, someone no one knows about. But
I mean,
Trent
but
Williams
with
situation.
Mike Evans, man, I do like that pickup for you guys because he's super reliable for you guys. I mean, even last year with the injuries that he had, man, he still had what it was like about 1,100 yards and like 12 touchdowns, something like that. And he was
Not last
hitting.
year.
He got it last year,
No,
2025.
no, last year it was
No,
just no.
this is the first year he never had 1,000 yards. It was the first
Yeah.
year because he got hurt
Remember
early.
yeah, the clavicle, he broke the clavicle, and then he had a hamstring before he broke the clavicle. So he
No,
didn't
I
play
think
like maybe 5 or 6 games this year.
you gotta look it up. I think he did have
No,
he
he
had
didn't.
1,000
No, he
yards, didn't
didn't.
he?
No,
No,
I'm
he
No.
didn't.
positive. I'm positive on
Positive.
that one.
Well,
No,
having him coming in there. I mean, especially with the guys that you had last year, those guys the way they left you guys, and the Ayuk situation and stuff like that, Pearsall situation. I mean, he's gonna fit right in. He gets out of my division, which I'm cool with because I can't stand. He always killed us. But I like the pickup for you guys. It's just one of those things that we talked about on prior episodes is that you guys continue to bring in these older guys. You know what I'm saying? And is he going to stay healthy? Is he going to be able to be in the mix? Because now you got an older guy at
hmm
line, you got an older guy at running back, you got an older guy at wide receiver now. You know what I'm saying? And got the golden girls of football here. We just need that. Good thing you have an older quarterback. You guys that have been that team, right?
Yeah, he only had 30 receptions last year, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. So
Okay, so it was an 0 4 year. He had
yeah,
that was,
he well yeah we do, and that's we got an old running back, old wide receiver, older wide receiver, older tight end. Kid will be like 31, 32. Uh,
mm-hmm.
McCaffrey will be 30 this year, and so people are feeding him the ball. But my issue really is with Trent Williams. I'm a big Trent Williams fan. Obviously, Peach, you're a Trent Williams fan. I think
Yeah.
everybody, that's generational talent at tackle. But they got an issue right now. They got a dilemma. He's due a total of 39 million this year. I think a base of like 32. He'll be 38. So they don't want to pay that. Yeah, they got him. He wants his money and justified, but if you know he's not the future, if he's not going to be here in 3, 4 years, trade him for some talent. Okay. Hopefully this is live. So, unlike the tape thing we did last week, in case something happens, what we predicted didn't come out. But um, I would say trade him to the Texans. And, if I was playing GM, we just traded the Cowboys a third round pick. We have four fourth rounds, we have a fifth, and we have no 6 and 7. So, get a third if you can get for Trent. I doubt they're going to give you a second or first, but I'll take a third rounder this year and a fifth round next year for Trent Williams. That just to free up the books for some other moves.
No doubt.
That's all I got to say about the Niners. I mean, the Niners, it's still early. We did have the trade for the Cowboys, and I'm not going to butcher the dude's name, but uh, I'm very happy. He's a pass rushing defensive tackle. Jordan Elliott went to the Texans, who's a backup for us. We let Kevin Givens go. Out of all of our defensive tackles combined, pressures was only, I want to say maybe 20 or 21 combined. This guy had 52 by himself last year. So it's the help that we need on our defensive line that is pathetic. That we only had 20 sacks last year. Miles Garrett had more
And
than
oh, by
that.
the
So
way, he wasn't a full-time player either. So, like
yeah,
I said, I seen that guy a lot in my division. I love him. That's why I sent you that text right when I saw that trade. I was like, hey, that'll help your pass rush for sure.
hey, and also we'll see what happens. He's only missed one game in his whole career, and he's in the second year of his contract extension. So
Yep.
we got him for another 3 years, which is great. And at the money, we wanted to pay John Franklin Myers, or what I think is that his name, John Franklin Myers. Is that no? The dude from the Broncos, the defensive tackle who signed.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it's like something three names something. But he signed and he got like close to 28 mil. We're only paying this guy 20 mil, so we're saving money on that. And he's younger. He's 27. Other Myers is about to be 30 or 31. So I think we did well on that. I'm pretty happy about that. Excuse me. And as I just belch, let's get to the Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
Cough it out. I'd cough it out too.
Man, listen, man, I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Man, we've actually, man, we've had a lot of signings, man, and a lot of our deals are 1 year deals that we got,
Hmm.
and I mean, we brought back Austin Hooper, we brought back Zacchaeus, you know what I'm saying? Some of these guys that were here in Atlanta already. For me, the biggest one that I actually like is, man, and Peach knows a little bit about this guy. Is I'm really excited about to see what Jahan Dotson will do and bring to the team. I know you got that look on your face, man. And as a rookie, I mean, he had some decent numbers on a team that was putting some stuff together, and even in the second year, he had a lot of drops. But I think when you guys shipped him off to the Philadelphia Eagles, that they gave him the opportunity to sit behind and actually learn how to play the wide receiver position, and he didn't have to be the number one guy or the number two
Know how to
guy
read a book.
because
But does
because
anybody learn anything at the wide receiver position in Philly where they don't throw the ball?
no,
I'm just
no,
saying.
no, no, yeah. But at least you're sitting. He was sitting behind a couple guys that you know what I'm saying.
No doubt.
If you know what he was
It's
able
a
to
high
do,
reward pick. I put it like that. It's a low
Low
level,
risk.
but
Low risk.
low risk, high reward.
yeah, you know what I'm saying,
It's
a 2 or 3 year, $15 million. It's not nothing big for
mm,
me. It's somebody that can go opposite of Drake London, and with what we have. I'm okay with it. I like the deal. We lost Darnell Mooney this year. As the season ended, into
mm,
free agency, he's gone. So we needed to bring somebody in. We don't have very much picks, so you know what I'm saying, to bring a guy like that in that can come in, and he also will return kicks, right? He returned kicks for you guys too. I think Peach
Oh yeah,
in Washington. So
yeah.
we'll have somebody that
Punts.
can return kicks, return punts because we lost. Cordero Hart. We lost a lot of guys that were supposed
who?
to be our Cordero Harts, right? You know what I'm saying? Um,
Okay,
a
Derek.
lot of a lot of 1 year deals for us. With the biggest deal obviously being the Tua
Yeah,
pickup. Um, I'm okay with it.
yeah.
$1.3 million that minimum. We're not breaking the bank for him. I know a lot of people would say that, hey, Atlanta, you should have went after Malik Willis. I don't know if Atlanta is gone on Penix yet. So the way I see it is you got Tua coming in. He's going to be He's going to be the quarterback through the offseason. Here, March, April, May, June. You know what I'm saying? Being able to run the offense for this guy is why Michael Penix is, what I'm saying, rehabbing along. Then yes, obviously once the camp starts It's going to be that battle for the starter. And,
Right.
and let's look at it. This is a good situation for Tua because let's just say Tua does end up becoming a starter in Atlanta. He's going to have some weapons. He's going to have Kyle Pitts, Austin Hooper, who comes back to Atlanta, which I love. So you'll have two good tight ends that can catch the ball. You got one of the best running backs in Bijan. You got Drake London to throw the ball to. So maybe he can put his numbers out there. And with Tua's, numbers, he can produce in Atlanta. Maybe get that deal. If that happens, then I do see that 2027 Atlanta will be looking for a quarterback in the first round or second round of the NFL draft.
Also, if he has a good year and you don't want him to be your quarterback of the future as a team, you can trade him. I mean, it's a quarterback, right? If he has a great year, you can get high picks for him. And
we only got one. It's only a 1 year deal, though. So I mean, it's not like once the season's over.
That's true.
Nobody will trade for him. They'll be like, bro, he's gonna hit the market in March. So
it could just be something like a Sam Darnold for us. When he left us and went to Minnesota and did this thing. So Tua could just use you guys as, hey, I can still play, guys. I can still. But the problem with Tua is he's one neck or chop away from his season being over.
You need to get it. You need to get him that Rick Moranis helmet. I'm telling you that.
Baseballs.
And another thing I thought of, and I thought of this right when you guys traded him, and I want to hear both of your thoughts on this. And I know Dion's going to love this topic. How many times in NFL history, and I couldn't think of one, has a starting quarterback and a backup quarterback been left-handed? Come on, where's your left-handed role models, Dion? When does that happen?
We need more. We need those who aren't role models, but they're left-handed.
Yes.
Not like Steve. Not like my goat Steve Young or.
Are they the only left-handed quarterbacks in the league now, anyways?
No, because Gabriel for the Browns. Remember?
Gabriel,
He's left.
Okay. We don't count him though. We don't count him. I'm trying to think. Two left-handers
on the same team now. Like I know there's been left-handers before, obviously.
Yeah,
but that's kind of crazy. I got there were some people saying that's why they brought him in. He's like, oh, he could, it's easier for him to help Penix because he's left-handed.
The ball spins off a little different.
Yeah,
being
but here's the thing, though, guys, man. Caleb McGarry, who's our right tackle, he's coming off an injury. He's a great run blocker, but he is not a good pass blocker, and he's now the blind side. He's the blind side to those guys. So, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, he's hit away, and he's coming. He got injured last year before the season started. He's coming off an injury, so I mean, I'm not going to pull that bullet against him.
Stephon Hire, is that his name, Peach? You called him
Ole? Yes, Stephon Hire. He played at Maryland too, so he was Ole for both of my favorite teams.
Jesus,
the turnstile. I called him a turnstile. Just like Ole, man, Ole. Jeez,
what happened?
Him
Every time I think of that, like that
Ole long, short arms though.
Well,
call him El Matador Tito Santana.
Oh, he was the flying burrito. That's funny. Well, I mean, the Falcons. I mean, it's gonna be you guys. The way y'all traded last year, you guys knew this was a boom or bust year last year from trade moves. It's either gonna be okay, we're gonna be good, or this year's is gonna be a wash and kind of rebuild. Because I feel your pain. You guys didn't do as bad as us when we swapped one and traded 2 first rounds for somebody who only threw 400 and something college passes in Trey Lance. Okay, and that set us back. So at least you guys only set back for 1 year, bounce back next year. That's why the Tua or Michael Penix, whoever starts, is probably going to be okay. If you guys are crappy next year, that's fine. But if you are crappy, look at the quarterbacks that are coming out next year. You guys are set right back up to be okay. We're back in the limelight. We can grab somebody when these young studs coming out and do what we got to do. So I look at it like y'all and the team he just left. The Dolphins are kind of the same when it comes to this the state of the union of your team. It's gonna be a long season, but next year is gonna probably project into something better.
And then on top of this, you got to pay Drake London, you got to pay Bijan. And you would have had to pay if Michael Penix did pan out. Michael Penix, that would have made the cap crazy. So if Michael Penix doesn't pan out along with Tua, now you still can build around Bijan and Drake London, get a quarterback in there that's going to be on a rookie or a lower salary that can hopefully maybe do what a Darnold did this year with the Seahawks, or be able to carry a team and do something to win a championship. So for what it's worth, I'm excited that we're not going to be in some sort of a cap hell, because we're going to be paying a quarterback $70 million a year.
Right.
So I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Peach, your Commanders in the next year, so we're gonna have to make that decision on J5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are we gonna pay him the big salary? Which now you hope that your team is set up so that we can do what we got to do to keep the same type of level of team, kind of like what the Chiefs have been able to do for the last 10 years, so that they can continue to compete without having one of those bam, and you need all these players, but you still got to pay your quarterback a lot of money. So
well, we still got 2 more years. Thank goodness, 2 more years. But I did want to bring up this question to you, Lamar, about your Falcons. The loss of Tyler Algier.
Oh,
well, how does that affect you guys? Or does it make you happy because Bijan's going to get more carries? He's not going to steal any carries?
No.
He's a bruiser.
I like Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier was drafted by Atlanta Falcons. And the year that he was a rookie, he had 1,000 yards. And it was shocking because he had that 1,000 yards. The draft, they drafted Bijan. And it was a shocker to me, like, oh, wait a second. I thought Tyler Algier was going to be our guy to go with. I love Bijan. I wanted Bijan, but I didn't think that we had a chance to get him. So, yes, losing Tyler Algier to the Cardinals, the Cardinals are getting a fantastic running back. They're going to love Tyler Algier. He should be able to carry that team, man. It's a huge loss for us. I still don't know who we brought in. I don't know if we brought in anybody that can replace Tyler Algier. But, no, I don't want a guy like Bijan anyways who gets so many passes, gets a lot of runs. You don't want to put a lot of wear and tear on these running backs. And you know how it is with running backs, man. These guys will go downhill very fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I hope we do get somebody that can come in there that can help, offset those short yardage things or be that bruiser guy. I don't want that to be our Bijan Robinson get hit up a lot like that, because right now let's put it. Bijan is the face of the Atlanta Falcons right now.
Right.
He is. Normally it's a quarterback, but Bijan is. He's the face of of the team.
And just to touch on like what's been going on recently with just some of the all-season moves of other teams. Like one of the low-key moves I thought was kind of not bad for them was with Etienne going to the Saints.
Yeah,
and you're going to have to deal with him now. Who knows if Kamara was hurt last year, but Kamara hasn't been the same in a little while. If he is healthy, that's a pretty damn good backfield, and the Saints are on the rise. The Saints are on the rise.
They are.
And and just thinking back at the Jaguars, they lost Lloyd. Lloyd goes to the freaking Panthers. So the Panthers are beefing up their defense, trying to compete with everybody, building off that playoff run last year, or getting to the playoffs. Yeah, Phillips to me, it's cool. He got the money, but it's just he gets hurt sometimes. His health is going to be an issue, I think. But is this probably the first time since high school Etienne and Trevor Lawrence haven't played with each other on the same team?
Yeah, that's 100% right. Correct.
It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking about some of the other off-season signings. Any other signs that kind of pop out to you guys? Obviously, besides Kenneth Walker going to the Chefs.
That's a big pickup, man. I think it's not so much of a signing, but the DJ Moore trade to the Bills. You know what I'm saying?
We'll get to that. That's a trade. We'll get to that. I will say this with Kenneth Walker, because I'm like, man, aren't the Chiefs broke? Like, I thought they had no money. Like, how they signed them? But Kenneth Walker, that's more of a what have you done lately? If Charbonnet was there, he wouldn't look so great in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm not trying to take nothing away from him, but the Chiefs really wanted Breece Hall, but he got franchised, which why didn't y'all just trade him, Jets? Y'all would have got something out of Breece Hall. But if Breece Hall would have went to the Chiefs, I'd be like, man, that's head over heels a great pickup. But Walker's not much of a pass catching, so I guess he's going to take over that Kareem Hunt, and Pacheco going to the Lions. I guess he's going to take over that hard nose and running style of him and Kareem Hunt moving forward. But with that being said, since we say the Lions, let's talk about some NFL trades.
There we go.
Lamar, we'll talk about one trade besides the big one. How about Montgomery going to the Texans? And is Detroit a dumpster fire right now?
I would say kind of, but they still have so much talent. And talent in the NFL, if you have it, you're going to be in games. And the speed they still have in that offense, I think they'll still be good to go. Will they win that division? Probably not. Probably not, because that division's tough. The Bears are getting better. The Packers are getting better. So we'll see. But I don't think I wouldn't say dumpster fire. I would say on the decline.
Oh yeah.
Well, what's his name? He didn't retire. He just like did he retire or leave the
The
Taylor
center?
Decker? Yeah.
He
Yeah,
left.
Well, they
I think he retired.
oh he
Yeah.
left. Okay, okay. I know Taylor Decker was there. He was not happy, and the trade didn't make sense. You trade away Montgomery to the Texans and for offensive linemen who the Texans was garbage last year. So I don't understand. I have no idea why that even went down.
And he was a team leader and a fan favorite. So it's kind of
Mhm.
their fan base didn't really like that move at all. So
Not at all. Not at all. Ever since
Yeah,
Ben Johnson left, it's kind of
I was going to say the same thing. Ben Johnson was like that was the man losing him lost a lot for them. But then even when we look at last year, we talked about how their coach was going to call the plays. Now we talked about but it was their defense, and it was a mess, man. I think, in my opinion, man, I really believe that they're probably going to be looking at the coaches and starting to say like, oh man, we got the roster to win, and you
mhm.
guys aren't putting it together. It's going to be some problems, man. I don't see the Lions coming out this division. That man 2 years ago, man, that loss to Washington, man, that was their year. I think almost that they should have been able to do some things, man. And then last year, just it didn't seem like the same. Didn't seem the same.
Yeah. Well, when they lost to us, I thought that was their year in the playoffs. When you tipped the ball and caught it, we came back and beat them, and they had multiple times to kick field goals, and they chose not to, and they put the ball more in Golf's hands because they were whooping our tails the first half, and you know that whole let's go for it on fourth down all the time, even when we have a chance to score, it just bites you in the ass. It's just
yeah.
not. It's just not smart. And I like Dan Campbell. I like him as a coach. I think he's a really very good players coach. But some of the shit he does is like, dog, what the fuck you thinking about, man? Come on, man, tighten up, bro. Tighten up.
And then let's talk about Ben Johnson again because
Mm,
it reminds me of the situation in Washington, and I'll bring up my team not to be selfish, but because I know the most about that, right? It reminds me when Gruden was there and McVay was up and coming, and we went 8-8, so we had to kind of keep Gruden. We probably should have fired him and promoted McVay, right? And they
right.
might have should have did that with Ben Johnson, but you can't because the team
Yeah.
had a decent year, and I feel it's the exact same, but it's going to end up biting them in the ass. It looks like it even more after seeing what
Hmm.
Ben Johnson has done for the Bears, guys.
Yeah. There's no heir apparent for him in house, and I think Falcons had something similar to that when at the Super Bowl when they had LaFleur. I think LaFleur was with the quarterbacks coach or something like that under
Mm-hmm.
Shanahan, and
Yep.
they were saying that this guy's the next big thing. When Shanahan left, they were saying they should have had LaFleur be the offensive coordinator, but they said nope.
And
They said no. Yeah.
and like I said, the Dan Campbell thing, it reminds me he's a better Dan Quinn, where he's a great motivator. He's
Hmm.
a great like Lamar said, players coach. But man, the X's and O's just aren't there, and that's why losing Ben Johnson was huge. And we didn't know it was as important as it was, but guys, it is. And like I said, they're on the down, and the Bears are young and upcoming. The Packers are there every
Let's
year. They're in trouble,
set that
man.
center. Let's set
And
that center.
and I
Let's
feel
set
bad
that
for their
center for the
fans
Bears.
because they've been waiting so long for this, and now it looks like it's disappeared in the blink of an eye. Like
Mm-hmm.
Houdini
Mm-hmm.
just came in there and said, "Ta-da! See you later."
Like
And
David
it's
Blaine on my old
David
computer said,
Blaine just gone.
yeah,
Yep.
it's out of
And it's
there.
not like they're in a division similar to the NFC South or even the AFC South where every year there could be a new guy. It's like they're kind of like, oh, they're not really that good of a division. Those guys, that division is really tough, man. Especially with the Bears, with the like you said, Peach with the Packers, and I mean, in the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings could have that. I mean, they got the players, depending on who they get in at quarterback, could do some stuff. It's just really tough, man. That was a man, gosh, man.
If it's
And
the fourth
I
quarter,
know
they call a
Dion
game.
hates this. They're my second favorite team.
Oh
So,
gosh,
No, no, don't say me. Every man
everybody
who
hates
stands up
it.
fits hates that. No one has two teams. It's just women
nobody
and
has two
children
teams.
have two teams. Women and children. That's it. It's
They're a team that I look at and I hope they succeed. And every
you can
year,
admire them from afar.
I admire them from afar. I
Yeah,
admire them from afar.
you're not gonna be like rocking You're not going to take that jersey, that Bijan jersey off at 4 o'clock and put on a Lions jersey. So
No, no.
you just admire him. It's okay. It's okay. But I know you want to talk about trades, and the one big trade, which I think we're all in agreement with, is DJ Moore going to the Buffalo
Yeah, man.
Bills.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
is
he
good
he
for
had
them.
he had a down year, man. I had him on my fantasy team, and I don't even think I started him because I was like, the guy just wasn't getting anything. I mean, but to go to Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen to have, I guess you could say it was a number one. I want to see what he can do there. I mean, this is now he's going to be his third team. He came from Carolina, went to the Bears on a trade, right? And now he's with
Hmm.
Buffalo. I mean, let's see what they can do. They still got to figure out the whole situation with because they got a whole new regime coming in there too. Like, what kind of offense are they going to run? What are they going to do?
It's
Um,
Brady, the offensive coordinator.
It's a new regime, but it's the same, right? Like new
Yeah, it's
head
kind of the
coach, but
same.
it's kind of the same.
Yeah, I think he's well. Is he calling plays? I'm pretty sure he's going to call plays. I don't know, but I figure that's the only continuity they have defensive wise. We don't know because I think Bosa's probably signed somewhere else. Come play with your brother, Joey.
And if as far as that trade goes, gentlemen, I like DJ Moore, and it's of course it's an upgrade for the Bills because their receivers are bad, but it just doesn't move the needle for me, man. I don't think it's going to make them any greater, right? Like it's not going to put them
Mhm.
over the top. They still need to give him some help, like we talked about all Sunday Showdown long. This was their freaking year, and they blew it, and it's just going to get tougher from here now because teams like the Chiefs are rebooting again.
they are.
You know what I
Eh,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
they might have to be when Patrick comes back.
yeah, but still, I mean, it's the same thing with Buffalo. You can say the same thing about them. Like,
Well, the real thing's kind of New England though. Like New England had that easy schedule,
yeah,
and they did the best. They made best do out of that easy schedule. Now picking up Romeo Dobbs. Now he's paired with a young good receiver. That should work out well for Drake May. So we all know the Jets and Miami. Those are
Who?
two. You might as well, huh?
Who? Who?
You might as
the
well chalk up
the
four
team
wins.
the team that all three of us singly had the same amount of interceptions. That's who. That's
Oh,
hey. There was a Jets fan
Damn.
before we started. Like after the first day, the Commanders didn't do much. There was a Jets fan saying the Commanders had the worst free agency start in the history. I'm like, a Jets fan saying that? No picks and no, and get shut up.
I
Worry about
hate.
them.
I'm telling you, say that like when these piss poor team fans have the audacity to talk about your team in a certain uh, 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 time frame, like when you guys are doing bad, whatever. Like, I know that. Whoa, calm down,
Right? Like
calm down.
if it's an Eagles
You
fan
pray to
talking
be in the playoffs.
if it's an Eagles fan talking shit to me, okay, you're
Yeah,
right.
right.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? But not a Jets fan
Not
because
a
you're
Jets fan.
definitely worse than the Commanders. Like it's not even close.
it's like a crackhead hanging out at 7-Eleven, like join me. No, you stay out there, okay, and smoke your crack and leave us alone. All right, you're not on our level, okay? It's the audacity.
And
Like
your
a
Yeah, I'm
Browns
quarterback,
saying,
fan
your
saying,
how dare
quarterback's
you
Geno
talk shit
Smith.
about you
Your
yeah.
move was Geno Smith, and you're talking shit.
to trade
Like,
back?
come on.
I tell a
The
Raven fan, I said,
craziest
y'all.
stat of all time.
No
No
interception
interceptions.
with a
Yo,
defensive minded head coach. Are you kidding me?
bro.
A cornerback. He was a corner. He was a corner. Are you serious?
Yo, LJ's 7U team had more interceptions than the Jets. And these kids can barely throw the ball. Like,
Hey, coach was falling asleep during the cornerbacks doing their drills at the combine. You saw him nodding off like, like he was on our butter. Like, what was he doing? Man?
he talks some
And,
shit.
I will never understand trash talk. I get needling other teams and shit like that. I get that. I totally get that. But if it's a Super Bowl or the playoffs, and my team was piss poor all year, I'm not about to start talking shit about a team. I wish that we were getting beat that bad. I wish we were in that position. Okay, like some of these teams be talking junk. Like, dog, your season's over on week 6. So why are you talking? Like,
And by the way, you brought up Dion. You brought up Brees Hall earlier. You saw at the beginning the Jets made a lot of signings, not really big, but a lot.
yeah,
He tweeted after the day, he was like, "Oh, so there is money in New York." So he's not happy about being franchised.
Woo.
Yeah, he tweeted that he is not happy about being franchised.
That means he's going next year.
Yeah,
Might
no
as well
doubt.
trade him. Like, just
I see
if
players
he
go to
does
the
well, trade
Jets.
him.
I see players that pick the Jets, and I'm saying to myself, Like, you're clearly going there for the money. You're not going there for
market,
the thought of like, hey, I got a chance to win a Super Bowl. No, bro. You went there for the money. Okay, I get it. Go get that bag. But me as an athlete, if I'm going on my second or third contract, I'm going to a team that I'm like, I want the opportunity to have the ability to play in the playoffs and make it to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to the Cleveland Browns. I'm not going to the fucking Jets. I'm not doing it, bro.
It's
I'm
the
not.
market. It's the New York market, man. It's one of the biggest markets in the world. You know that you get a lot of outside deals with going to New York playing for the New York team. So that's why they do it. I mean,
Yeah, but
you
you
know, the
got to think of all
Giants.
their taxes and shit. I'm like, no, what?
The
He's
best,
gotta
I
have
mean, the
so
best
much
I believe
sense.
is besides Florida, Tennessee, the Titans.
Texas.
Like I don't think they have no
Texas too, right?
taxes.
Texas don't have no taxes either, right?
Yeah, Texas, yeah. Those, I know the Niners are the worst. They're like, they said if you get, I could be wrong. Like if you get 10 mil, 10 or 20, one of the two, they're taking 750,000 off the top.
That is such a disadvantage, man. That is such a disadvantage.
California is probably one of the worst.
I heard that the two teams that played in the Super Bowl, that the taxes that they would have paid for their bonus of the Super Bowl, they actually would have owed money to California. It was like because of how they got it, like staged, like, oh, if you make this, it was like they would the bonus is like 170,000, like they would have owed like $30,000 in taxes too.
It's a
so
high tax state. So that's another thing to hard to get people to play for, certain teams in Cali, So
yep,
it is what it is. I think that's. Well, I think we covered just about everything on our little fiasco showdown show. You guys got any closing thoughts?
Hey man, draft is next, gentlemen. That's really my Christmas right there. Yeah. We get there. That's not Christmas. I don't leave the TV. I don't leave the TV for 3 days.
Man, yeah, I know. We've been doing something for the draft for the last. Damn, I wish I could get you guys to come down, man. It's been. God, since Darius was born, so it's been going on 16 years. Me and Abe started it where we said, "Hey, let's watch the first round of the draft together," and it's actually grown to where now the last 5 to 7 years, guys that we know down here. I mean, we'll go out to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we're there from the first pick to the. Our rule is this is what it is, and now we've got it to. It's about 12 to 15 of us that are there every year, right? And the rule is that you have to stay for the pick of whoever's there. So if you're let's say if you're a Seahawks fan and you're there, everybody has to stay to his person picks. But if if the last person's there, team picks on the 19th, 19th picks, then we can all leave. You know what I'm saying? But that's the rule. Yeah. So we've been doing it for years, man. We get up there, man. We get up there about 7 o'clock.
We're there till like 1 o'clock, man. Close the place. Yeah, well,
listen, I want to propose this live, and I want to put the pressure on you both. And you can tell Abe too. Next year, draft in DC. Let's all go.
Man, that's
Come on.
Fun,
it has to happen. We don't have to really travel. Let's do it. Because I love the draft, and it's right here. And next year's draft is loaded. It's going to be it's technically one of the best ones ever. So
I'll probably be the only draft I would attend since it's here. I wouldn't. I'll go. I don't care.
Let's do it.
We can make that.
And then, we got Jason Aponte that knows all the deals about how to get in there, get VIP, all that stuff. So we got that guy that's been going for the past 20 years.
I could probably do my security trick and just wear a shirt that says security.
Yes.
And act like I belong. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So backstage, all right, yeah. Act like you belong there and see what happens.
Is that Dion giving a hug to Roger Goodell? What's going on here?
Is that Peach handing the hat to the player coming down the hallway?
Lamar chill with the family. Yeah, we did it.
No, Lamar print out the jerseys. The number 1 jersey.
How the fuck did these guys get in there?
All of a sudden, the back of the Saints jersey says "fuck you." And they're like, "What the hell is going on?"
You see me running off stage?
Yeah, this is Aints.
Aints first round pick.
As long as you're not dressed like when you met Corny Chris's girl at the time. All right, on that note, it was a great show, fellas. We'll be back.
Sunday Showdown. My man is catching strays, bro.
We will see y'all soon.